Next on the news, applying for college can be stressful, but issues with financial aid added a whole new worry for high school seniors.
There would be no college without it for more than 17 million students every year. But one Catholic institution is making up for a FAFSA fumble. I'm Jessica Easthope. That story's coming up.
Plus, tonight's Pulse of the Parish. She moved away from home years ago, but after coming back to Queens, she can't imagine life without her church.
Don't mess with my Saturdays, because this is where I am. You know, come, as they say, hell or high water. This is where I'm going to be.
I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. Earlier this year, millions of incoming college freshmen were met with technical difficulties while applying for federal student aid. The FAFSA website was down for months, delaying applications across the country and leaving many students unable to commit to schools. St. Francis College in downtown Brooklyn is making up for it, helping their freshmen through a FAFSA fumble. Currents News' Jessica Easthope has the story.
You see this? It wasn't clicking past this.
There was a moment when Sharmella John thought she wasn't going to be able to enroll in college.
One section.
She was ready to give up.
You know, triggers anxiety and stuff like that. So I was like kind of stuck.
Sharmella and 17 million other incoming college freshmen experienced daunting technical difficulties filling out the 2024 free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. The release of the new form was delayed by months, and when it did come out, there was a typo that could have cost students more than $1 billion in aid, and a glitch prevented non-citizens and children of non-citizens from filing.
We tried our hardest to meet our students where they were. We had in-person appointments with them. We had Zoom appointments with them.
Romello Rogers, the assistant director of admissions at St. Francis College, was there to help, meeting with Sharmella and her family to make sure a glitch wouldn't derail her goals.
They're going to say, if completing this one form is this difficult, maybe college isn't for me. And that's when St. Francis College comes in.
This year, St. Francis College is offering a $500 commuter allowance and 3 free college credits upon enrollment at the school.
We're small enough where they're known by their name and we can reach out to them individually. And at the same time, though, we're large enough to have access to resources and influences that other colleges may not have.
President Tim Cesari says at St. Francis College, money is not holding anyone back from achieving their dreams.
We are not one of those institutions. We are not going to take hundreds of thousands of dollars from you and then leave you in the end with no marketable skills and no path to success in life.
And now Sharmella can start school in September, knowing St. Francis College supports her future and finances.
That people have my back, that people's willing to help me every step of the way. They genuinely want to support you.
They can rely on us as an institution that they feel part of, more like family, more like home.
We want to make sure that students understand the value of the Catholic education as well and how much is going to better their lifestyle post-graduation from St. Francis College.
Universities across the country estimate thousands of students are still stuck in the FAFSA system and because of it might not attend college in the fall. In downtown Brooklyn, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
St. Francis College's FAFSA fix will go a long way for their incoming freshmen. 65% of the student body receives federal aid, and 99% of students begin their college career with some type of financial help. One way St. Francis can help so many students is thanks to a recent grant they received. The Brooklyn school was awarded $3.5 million by the National Science Foundation's Louis Stokes Alliances for Minority Participation program, one of 7 Catholic colleges in New York State to do so. The goal of the initiative is to increase minority representation in science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM fields. St. Francis College President Tim Cesari says that goal aligns with the mission of the school.
This is so crucial to their careers, their social upward mobility, and the contribution they can make to society.
St. Francis also prides itself in its diverse student body. More than 300 students are international, coming to Brooklyn from 81 different countries. A church in Queens has a rich history. It sits on what was once a racetrack in what was known as West Flushing. But in the late 19th century, a priest took a gamble. He bought the land in what is now Corona and built Our Lady of Sorrows Church. One parishioner there now also took a gamble when she decided to stay in Corona when COVID hit, and it paid off. Tonight, she's our Pulse of the Parish. There's always activity at Our Lady of Sorrows Church in Corona. That's because it's a community full of faith, a faith that never falters, even when tested by COVID.
It was a very difficult time because over 100 parishioners from this church died.
Father Manuel de Jesus Rodriguez was appointed pastor during the height of the pandemic.
So this is our internal door.
Less than a year later, he dedicated this adoration chapel to the victims and says parishioners are here 24/7. But on Sundays, they fill these pews.
Right now, we're getting every week, right now, at this very time, between 10 to 15,000 people a week.
They're mostly from Ecuador and Mexico, but when the parish was established in 1872,
it was founded based upon 14 families, both German and Irish.
By the time the current church was dedicated in 1900, the Italians moved into what was now called Corona. In the 1970s and 80s, people from the Dominican Republic moved here, including this little girl and her family.
I remember when I used to go to catechism at Our Lady of Sorrows, and it was the nuns that were teaching us at that time. And I said to her, I dreaded getting up in the morning. I dread it.
Now, Jenny Alonso is a catechist herself.
Hold the door and give it to each one behind you, okay? ¿Quién hizo la primera confesión hoy? Who did their first confession today?
Jenny grew up in this church, but as an adult, moved away. She was home for Christmas in 2019 and stayed because she got sick.
I had COVID before I even knew it was COVID.
It turned out to be a blessing in disguise for Jenny and the parish, because not only does Jenny teach religion, she's also a lector, a parish trustee, and the head of the finance council.
We love Jenny and we're very grateful to her. She does an amazing job. The kids love her. They're crazy about her because she connects with them.
I want all of you to fall in love with learning about Jesus.
Jenny is a fierce advocate for young people and works to keep them connected to their faith.
There are a lot of crazy things happening in our world, in our community. And that's why I feel so passionate about catechism, because those kids get for a moment to pull away from whatever is going on in their lives and hear positive things, hear hope.
And even though her life hasn't always been so positive, she always had hope and faith. She gets emotional talking about it, saying it lifted her out of a very difficult situation.
My faith in God got me through the darkest moments during my marriage. There were times when I would go to bed that I wasn't sure I was going to wake up.
But she persevered because she says God had her back. And now she wants the kids to know he has their back too. And so does she.
Don't mess with my Saturdays, because this is where I am. You know, come, as they say, hell or high water. This is where I'm going to be.
And now you know Jenny Alonso from Our Lady of Sorrows and how she makes up the Pulse of the Parish. Jenny is also on the board of directors for the Catholic Foundation for Brooklyn and Queens and the board of governors for St. John's University. But she says her commitment and passion is Our Lady of Sorrows. Do you know someone who could be the pulse of your parish? Email us their story at newstips@desalesmedia.org. You can also call our 24-hour number, 718-517-3122. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.